I welcome you all in our channel. It's that simple. So this is basically the part 3 of object oriented programming Viva question. Part 1 and part 2 is basically uploaded in the playlist. You can go and check over there. Also the PDF are also uploaded in the description box. You can download it for your exam preparation. So coming to the video, what is function? It is a block of code only runs when it is called. It simply means write once and run many times. So basically function, it is a code, block of code we write, and when the function is called, then and then only it gets called and run. So its syntax is function type, function name and argument list semicolon. Example, function type is integer, function name is add, and argument list is int in semicolon. What is constructor? It is basically used in class. Special method which is automatically called when an object of a class is created. It has same name as that of the class name. So we have a class over here that is class stud. It has specifiers such as public and roll number. So when I create this class, this constructor is also created. So the constructor name is same as the class name, only it has here open and close parenthesis. So this is the default constructor. Basically there are three types of constructor which we will see. So this constructor have only this one function roll number equals to 0. Constructor close, class close. Three types of constructor. There are three types of constructor. First one is default. Automatically gets invoked when an object is created. When you create an object of the class, it is created. Example, class student. This is the default constructor for this class. Now copy. Creates a new object from an existing object. So basically a new object is created from the old one. So class student. So this is the copy constructor. Parameterized constructor. Take parameters such as class student, roll number, name. These parameters are passed over here. So this is known as parameterized constructor. What is destructor? Member function, it is invoked automatically when the object goes out of scope or destroyed by a call or delete, and it is denoted by the tilde. So whenever an object is of a class is deleted, the structure is called. So class student public integer default constructor, and this is destructor. So same as constructor, but we use a tilde sign. Now what is static member? A static member function can be called even if no object of the class and the static function are accessed only by the class name and the scope resolution operator. If no object of a class are exists, still this function static members are accessed by the function name. A static member function can only access static data members, other static member function, and only any other function from outside the class. Now what is an inline function? An inline function is a function which is expanded inline when it is invoked. Basically it is written in a line, which is better for saving time. The compiler replaces the function call with the corresponding function code, which reduces the overhead of the function call. What the compiler does is it replaces the function call with the function code. So the overhead of the compiler is reduced. So basically example of an inline function is we have to include an header file using namespace std. So whenever you write an inline function, you should specify this keyword inline. Now we have data type integer and our function name is q. we have taken a parameter as s, which is of integer type. So we have to return basically cube is basically multiplication. So s into s into s. Now we have to write a main function. See how the cube of 3 is cube. Then we have passed the value over here 3. So the output should be 27. So return 0. The cube of 3 is 27. So this is basically suited for small programs. For larger program it is not that much useful. Now the operator overloading. This means C++ has the ability to provide operators with a special meaning for a data types. This ability is known as operator overloading. Sorry, I am not feeling well, that's why this is happening. So in operator overloading, we have an operator and we overloads it. So that operator can perform different activities. So for example, we can overload an operator plus in a class string so that we can concatenate two string by just using plus. So basically plus we use for addition of numbers. But in operator overloading, if we overload this plus operator, we can concatenate two strings. If the first string is hello and the second is word, this both will basically get concatenated with operator overloading. Now what is typecasting? Typecasting or type conversion is a method of changing an entity from one data type to another. An example of typecasting is converting an integer to a string. This might be done in order to compare two numbers when one number is saved as string and the other as integer. In simple word, typecasting is changing the data type of one uh, object to another. If we have an integer over here and we can change the data type from integer to float and vice versa. Now implicit typecasting. Implicit typecasting means conversion of data types without losing its original meaning. This type of typecasting is essential when you want to change data types without changing the significance of the values stored inside the variable. So in simple words, what happens in implicit typecasting? The meaning of the original, whatever the result is, remains the same. It is not changed. Now the explicit type conversion. This process is also called typecasting and it is user defined here. The user can typecast all the result to make it of a particular data type. The syntax in C:type expression type indicated the data type to which the first final result is converted. Now what is inheritance? Important. So when a class derived from another class. So basically we have a class and we derived a class from it. So this is known as inheritance. A child class will inherit all the public and protected properties and methods from the parent class. So inheritance, we can take a simple example such as whatever the properties your father will have, the same will come into yours. So that is same. The child class will inherit all public and protected properties and methods from the parent class. In addition, it can have its own properties and method. The advantage is the child can have its own properties and method. You can have your own dreams, ambitions and all. An inherited class is defined using the extend keyword. If we have to inherit a class, we need to use this extend keyword. So from a base class, you are deriving uh, a derived class. So base class extends derived class should be used. Now the levels of inheritance. Hence there will be two types. In C++, there are basically many types, but here we are going to see this two only. Single level inheritance. It will signify only two levels of class, base class and derived class. In single level, we just have two classes. Just remember this, that we have two classes. Look over here, class A and class B. So class B is derived from class A. So this is the parent class, and from this the class B is derived, which is the child class. And in multi-level, it will signify three or more levels of classes. This can have three or more. In single, we have just two. In multi-level, we can have three or more, such as base class, intermediary class, and derived class. So this is our grandparent, parent, and child class. So I hope I helped you. Thank you for watching the video so long. So all this PDF will be in the description box. You can download it. Thank you.